Rubadiri, thank you very much for that question. When Dr. Mugusu died, and other doctors have died, he's not the first one. We are having people die every day, and not just in Kenya, everywhere in the world. But it's unfortunate and sad. It's very unfortunate and sad. But people are dying. They will die, and we need to stop, dwelling on the fact that people are dying every single day. Millions and millions of people. We need to just, stop dwelling on that. And another thing that is just making me really mad is the fact that unions are politicizing this issue of COVID. For instance, the doctors are asking for sanitizers. They're asking for PPEs. Surely they're asking for hospital beds. They're asking for medical insurance in the middle of a pandemic when they're the ones who are dealing with these COVID patients. I think that's not okay. How can we give them that while our priority is BBI and corruption? For instance, we had 93.7 million Kenyan shillings that was allocated to, the IEBC for them to get the signatures at BBI. So I think as Kenyans, what we need to ask ourselves is, what is our priority? And I want you to really think about that. Nilisikia this young man, what's his name? Abel Mutua, akisema the other day that, corruption ilichukua 224 billion Kenyan shillings. Of course, it is part of who we are. If we are not allocating money for corruption, who are we as Kenyans? We know that every year lazima corruption inatumaliza, because hiyo ndo inatufanya tuende forward. That's what makes us happy as Kenyans. It is part of our identity. So it's a shame when people are asking for surely PPEs in the middle of a pandemic, and we have corruption and BBI inatusumbua. We can't focus our attention on very many things. We need to focus our attention on the priorities. And Kenyans need to just those unions stop politicizing this matter. Hii ni siasa. And especially when they don't understand the context. And for instance, let me tell you what we did. We brought in temporary doctors and permanent doctors. Some of them for 6 months contracts, some of them for 1 year contracts. And we decided we will bring these doctors in who probably don't have jobs. So we're going to bring them in, and then we will delay their payments for 5 months, even though in the 5 months they might need basic needs like diapers for their children, ugali, all these things. These are basic needs. So we'll delay their payments for 5 months, not give them PPEs, but we have given them exposure of being in that environment of, you have a job. At the end of it's a job. At least you can go out there and tell people you have a job. So I don't want people to take things out of context. I want them to understand that we have actually done a lot for these doctors, And lastly, I'd just like to state, for people to stop separating the government as an institution, with other institutions. During this COVID, I'm sure other institutions and people in general have had to adapt. Things are not flowing as normal. And I want us to remember that we are the same. For instance, cabinet secretaries, ministers, presidents, deputy president, our water. If today we're going to check it, we will not take them to public facilities. Or their children, they are always taken abroad. They're always taken abroad to get quality education. But for lower income kind of Kenyans, they will take their children to public hospitals, public facilities, because why would you don't have the money to take them abroad. Sisi pesa imetukujia sisi, so tukona hiyo pesa, we can afford. And so, remember, we are one. Even though we take our children to these expensive facilities abroad, and you people make sure that your children wanaenda hizi manini, not make sure, but really you have no choice. We are the same. Stop separating us. This is all the same thing. And I'd just like to urge Kenyans to, stop maneno fununu mingi. Otherwise, we are going to be in trouble. Yeah, we are going to be in very, very big trouble.